in this live stream, did you hear the latest Jonathan Majors information?
The text messages.
Did you see it?
Yeah, yeah, I see them.
What'd you think?
So probably the only decent take I seen today was that it neither exonerated nor did it further incriminate him. I don't know what string of text messages you could look at that would exonerate anybody of an assault,
Sure.
unless they were literally describing something completely different happening. I don't think we were ever going to get anything like that. That's up to the video
Yeah.
in the back of the cab to prove. But to me, I seen a line where I think she was, she was saying I was about to leave. Jonathan Majors asked her if she left the keys, and then he says bye. And then the two longest paragraphs in there are her, one, saying sorry, and it saying that it all started with her trying to grab the phone. That was one of the things that stuck out to me because I know because Twitter is a cesspool, but most people took that as, her apologizing for the abuse or something like that. And it's like,
her apologizing for her abuser specifically.
For her abuser. Right. And it's like, okay, all right. Let's run two different scenarios here. Scenario one is she's so abused that she maybe initially felt like she was being abused, but then got talked out of it because she has some kind of Stockholm syndrome. Okay. You know what the problem with that scenario is? Jonathan Majors called the police.
Yeah.
I don't know. First of all, I don't know too many wife beaters in general.
That would get the police involved?
But I don't know too many that immediately call the police after a physical altercation has happened. That sounds like, to me, someone who wants to stay so far above board that they involve the authorities. They want a level of protection with this individual that they're involved with that they feel like they need to involve the police. A black man at that.
Yeah.
That he feels like his only recourse at this moment is to call the police because of whatever has transpired. It does not sound like to me someone who is mentally, physically abusing and unduly using their influence over this person to control a narrative. Number one, again, he involved the authorities where it seems like from this conversation, he really had no reason to. She didn't call the cops. And seems like she was almost immediately apologetic about whatever transpired in the altercation.
Yeah.
The second thing that stood out to me is that she said it started when she went for his phone. Mm-hmm. Okay. So play dense if you want to, men and women. Play dense if you want to. But I know how this scenario plays out. Going for the phone in the abstract sounds like this. Oh.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like, right? In reality, a lot of times what that ends up being is stop, calm down, stop.
It's a little more aggressive.
In the middle of that, anybody could have ended up getting hit, head bouncing off. You're, again, in the back seat of a cab, wrestling over a cell phone. Is it really out of the realm of possibility to say that either one of them got hit in the middle of the struggle over the phone? And the last thing, and then I'm going to let you take this away because I'm actually tired of talking about this. Why? Even though he was the one that called the police, why are we acting? Because there was a physical altercation that transpired between this man and this woman. Mm-hmm. Why do we give the benefit of the doubt of being the abused to Jonathan or to the woman? Why are we giving that benefit of the doubt to her? It would have been completely different if she was standing by what was alleged. It would be completely different if she was the one that rushed out to the police. Jonathan Majors is the one that called the police. A physical altercation happened. He called the cops. Why is the automatic the automatic benefit of the doubt given to her. We haven't even entertained the option that maybe he was the initial victim of the assault. We haven't entertained the option that maybe he got hit in the struggle for her trying to get her phone. And I know for some reason that wouldn't change things for a lot of you, but in that moment as he's being hit, it becomes self-defense.
Sure.
If you somehow get hit in the middle of me trying to defend myself, that changes the entire complexion of what we're talking about. It's no longer Jonathan Majors beating up his poor girlfriend for trying to look at his phone. It becomes, oh, well, she was assaulting him over it. And in the midst of him putting his hand up or trying to push her off, she gets hit.
Yeah.
We could talk about their relative complexions and how easy it is for one to bruise over the other person. That is a factor as well. Like we could talk about the fact that the most times that this stuff happens, it's the woman that starts it. Statistically speaking, it's the woman that starts it. We can look at some of the most high-profile cases that we know about. Shit, we just seen it with Dana White.
Yeah, literally.
Right? That's an extreme case. But how did that start? How did it transpire? Dana White's wife walks over to him, smacks the hell out of him. Tiger Woods crashed a golf cart on his compound because his wife was chasing him with a golf club when she found out that he was cheating. Let's not pretend that we don't know what happens in these situations sometimes. People get heated, they get emotional. Emotions drive violence.
Facts.
And if everything that we've gotten out of this story is to be believed, Jonathan Majors isn't the one who had a reason to be emotional or to have lost control.
And it doesn't seem that he was.
And he's not the one apologizing for anything either.
Yeah.
Now, when Tory Lanez was apologizing, oh, well, he's obviously guilty. Becky over here apologizes to Jonathan Majors, and somehow that's construed as, oh, yeah, he definitely made her say that. Y'all something else.
I think that's my problem with this. That's my problem, is that in the court of public opinion, especially when it comes to places like Twitter, it just seems like everybody wants to rush to offer their opinion without getting any of the information straight, which is actually why I love the fact that when it comes to this situation, we're kind of doling it out as we find more information, as opposed to just giving our clear-cut opinion on it.
Oh, this definitely doesn't exonerate him. Fam, you don't know what it does.
You don't have all the information.
You weren't there.
It's not like we have a video.
There. Yeah, this knee-jerk reaction for it to be even, it's like people are waiting for this thing to be as sinister as possible.
They did the exact same thing with Megan Tory.
Yeah, I agree.
Which, I'm going to be honest with that.
People wanted it to be something sinister from the jump, yeah.
Eventually, that thing got stretched out so long that eventually I just started offering my opinion about it. So that was a little bit different. But in this case, like, we're getting information. It's slowly coming out, but it's coming out nonetheless. Let it all play out, then figure out what happened. And then from there, if you have an opinion.
The video is going to be the kind of the smoking gun. And the fact that they mentioned that first lets me know that they feel pretty strong about it in his defense. If that video showed him even looking like he was winning, like not necessarily taking the first swing or initiating the violence, but if it even looked like he was dominating her for it, I wouldn't want that to be out for millions of eyeballs to see. So the fact that they immediately came out and mentioned that video lets me know there's probably something on there that looks very good for Jonathan Majors.
Which
now the text messages weren't as strong, but that wasn't mentioned in the statement made by his legal team.
Yeah.
That was just recently released after they found out that he was still going to be arraigned, right? What they came to the table with, I assume they were trying to convince the DA not to press charges, was we have a two-time recanted statement from the text messages. It looks like she even went to the judge somehow. She even got to speak to the judge somehow.
White privilege.
And spoke to them directly about it. I don't know how she worked that out.
I don't know.
But before the man's ever been arraigned or charged, it was just crazy.
Nepotism.
But apparently, so 2 times, to the DA, to the investigators, and to the judge. She's recanted what was originally said or what was originally told about the fight. 2 times. Plus a video that's supposed to clear it all up. They came out the gate with that. I don't think if he's half as salt as a lawyer, you don't even acknowledge the fact that there's video evidence of it if it incriminates your client, right? I mean, he would have to be the worst lawyer ever to be hyping up a video where Jonathan Majors brutalizes this woman.
Yeah. Yep.
Also, I'm looking at the injuries. She got an abrasion on the back of her ear. How you get that? How do you get back here?
How did we get a strangulation charge?
She said, under no terms did this happen to me. Is what she told the judge and what she told the investigators, and they assured her that he wouldn't be charged for strangulation. Well, they lied like a mug.
I will be honest. I don't know the full extent of the story, and I think that's the point of what we're highlighting here. But a lot of things sound a little shaky from one side specifically, but from both sides, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because this is New York, and I don't know if it's happening in the Southern District, but New York district attorneys like to make splashes. They are celebrities just like the celebrities that they adjudicate over. So, they want to be in the news too. They want to be the next rising star in the district attorney office. They want to make a name for themselves. So I'm sure that's what this is, because otherwise this just doesn't sound like a case you would want to try and lose. Like, yeah, for every Tiger King, there's a Juicy Smouye, right? Because he got away. I don't know if y'all remember, but he free. He living his life.
Yeah.
Because of prosecutorial misconduct.
Yep.
Because they didn't play the game honest. Because they didn't go the way that they were supposed to go. And could very easily end up playing here.
Yeah.
Playing against a man who just recently came up on a lot of money and has a very good lawyer, I'm guessing.
And a lot of star power all of a sudden.
Don't take a swing and miss. And I honestly, for the life of me, if she doesn't testify on your behalf, what case do you have? If she refuses to testify on your behalf, you don't have a case. All of this becomes hearsay. Literally. Because you can't use her statement that you probably took while they were there at the house. If you introduce that, they're going to be able to tell the jury that she recanted it twice. So I just don't know. I don't see it going as far as people are we're hoping it doesn't, but really sitting waiting for it to happen so they can eat it up. But I don't think it'll get that far.
Yeah. William Moloch says his reputation is going to be damaged regardless. Everyone is going to double down on what they believe from this case. I think the difference in that is that his reputation will be damaged regardless. It's how much is his reputation going to be damaged.
And the truth of the situation is for most people this would be a death sentence, right?
Yeah. And
the fortunate thing for Jonathan Majors is he just made it out of the working class and made it into the elite class in terms of wealth. And so that will afford him a certain life after death. He will have to go probably on a break. Maybe some of I'm thinking Loki season 2 has already been shot. So there's no way in hell they're not showing that. It's the only viable show they got going on Disney Plus. So
and 1 of 2 for the year, supposedly.
As long as he is not convicted of anything, I think they're going to give him a nice long runway because they're so deep into the Jonathan Majors train, being Disney, the studio that doesn't seem to get named in any of these stories that we see about Jonathan Majors for some reason.
Ant-Man wasn't named
Strange.
at all.
Strange.
Creed 3, but not Ant-Man.
But ultimately, that may work in his interest. Because if while he's going through all of this right now, he's disconnected from the Disney name, it makes it easier to pick him back up if all of this is resolved.
Yeah.
Right? Which I just... He's a black guy in America, but he's not a normal black guy.
Oh, for
if
sure.
he's able to get out of this, he will be able to find other work. He'll be able to move on. It's people that have done it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, as much as I love Bean, and I'm not we won't rehash old history, but has had his run-in with people looking to get a payday.
Yeah.
Right? And so
and his rep
where they thought that would have been a death sentence, he's gonna have to be squeaky clean from here on out for sure.
Yeah.
But it's possible. There is a pathway back. It's just not very comfortable.
I agree. I'm sure on Sunday we'll probably talk about Disney getting Ron DeSantis the fuck out of here.
Yo. I think that just makes Ron DeSantis look silly.
It kind of
it makes him look silly as hell.
The company got honestly. You all out of their business.
Yeah,
easily.
But we'll talk about it in